Hello everyone, today let's come to the last two episodes of the first part of the One Piece movie. Right when Luffy and the group were about to set sail, Sanji came to find out that there was a guy who could cook for him for free, so the Straw Hats were happy. When the ship was going, Mary started to leave station. Zet was there to say goodbye to everyone. Seeing this, Sanji immediately shed tears and shouted loudly that I love him everything in this life, so I will help him fulfill their dreams. On the way, we all disused the plan to find Nami, but we knew where she was so we could look for her right now. At this moment, Luffy was smart and suddenly he took out the coconut skull the Along had forgotten. That was the head of Boogie the Clown. Thanks to his direction, one day later the Straw Hat crew reached Kokomi Island. While at this time on Nam Island, she returned to her room at Along Park. The beauty recalled the beautiful moment as a child with her adoptive mother, Leopard, and her adopted sister. That year, Belle was a heroic marine. She chased away the evil pirates and found the two sister Nami in the ruins, reminiscing. Then the Along fish guy came to him and asked Nam Gyoy to become an ant to collect protection money. That village was where the female super thief grew up. On the other side, the Straw Hat gang was present in the village of aunt and uncle. They witnessed what happened. The poor people did not have enough food to eat and had to pay tribute to Along, but the money was not enough, making the village school very worried. At this moment, Nami appeared and saw Noriko's younger sister, spat a wad of saliva to show her contempt and then left. Nami remembered that while she was talking to her mother, the Along pirate suddenly burst into the village, robbed and killed the village chief, who stood up to stop him. Then the ruins returned and now Nami was standing in front of the village chief to collect protection money for Along. She was extremely surprised to see the appearance of the Straw Hat pirates. Nami told Luffy that I will never join this pirate crew of the Holy Sea, so you guys should quickly leave this place as soon as possible. Nami was tray-eyed, with her girlish experience. Zoro quickly left something unusual in Nami actions because women always say things in hidden meaning for men to understand, instead of saying it outright. So we all decided to go find Noriko to ask about her, but as soon as we arrived, she was holding a gun. He threatened to shoot my house. What the hell else did you guy come and rob just to see? Saji then used my Namco to successfully resolve the misunderstanding between them. At this point Noriko told the Straw Hats everything in the past when Koko village was haunted. A long pirate attack. Bio mother hid her and Nami in the basement very quickly. The evil fish was present and asked her to pay money to save her life. Life had no other choice. Bio was forced to give him all her assets. Unfortunately, Along saw 3 plates on the table so he asked her to contribute 2 more. Bio cried and begged me to have 2 children. The little girl needed to be raised, hoping he would let him go, but someone cold-bloodedly refused and strangled Bio. Seeing her mother being beaten, Noriko and Nami ra to stop the evil chicken from fighting back. He asked for an additional 100,000 berries if he wanted to save his life, showing that to the 2 children. Bio immediately said that the money she had just paid was money to save her children's lives. Then, the bastard Along Dain pulled out a gun and shot Bio dead right in front of the 2 children. Right now at the Mermaid Park, the Mouse Colonel brought his juniors here to get monthly protection money. It turned out that he had cooperated with Along to create conditions for the Mermaid to rob and kill people. Recently, the headquarters has had many instructions, so he had to work hard to cover it up. Hid the people accusations, so the Mouse wanted Along pay double the protection fee. However, the fishman said, now do you want to get that much money or be turned into a straw collecting mouse? Listen to his, my man, I was afraid that I would pee my pants and quickly took the money and left. At this time, Nami told Along that she had 100 million berry and wanted him to fulfill the contract. After hearing that, Along was a bit hesitant, but he still agreed on the conditions that I had to bring the money here before dawn. But as soon as Nami left the Mermaid Park, Along called his subordinates to call the Mouse for urgent work. At this time, the female super there went to her adoptive mother grave and dug up the money she had give her. After a while of digging, she finally managed to lift the jar off the ground, but she didn't expect Noriko to suddenly appear and attack Nami because she thought her sister was violating her mother grave and hadn't waited for Nami. Noriko explained that she had her again, causing the money to fall out. Seeing this, the older sister immediately questioned why her younger sister had so much money. It turned out that after her mother's death, Nami had come to find a long party to judge. With her map-making stills, she will become a navigator to help the mermaid pirates find treasure in exchange for him agreeing to spare her village. When Nami spent 100 million berry to buy back the village and he agreed to hand over her village. That bet Nami happy announced that she had saved enough money to help Koko village escape Along protection. Noriko now understood everything. She apologized for always doubting her sister for so many years, but before they could confide in each other, the rat brought his subordinates to surround him, saying that Nami money was earned from theft, so he would confiscate it and give it to another guy who didn't work and wanted it. After eating again, because she couldn't fight back against this bastard, Nami had to helplessly let him take the money and leave, knowing that Along was the one behind pulling the strings, so the female super thief immediately ran to the Mermaid Park to question her. But as soon as she ran a short distance, the scene before her eyes made Nami just stand there. that bastard along who burned down the village. She came here. Nami was extremely desperate to trade the mermaid pirate tattoo on her hand. This means that she will no longer have anything to do with them anymore. Right when she was about to kill herself, Luffy stopped her, so why would he let them rob and kill people anymore? Speaking of which, Luffy loves the shop. Zero and Sanji set out to find justice for Nami until dawn and everyone reached her village. The desolate scene before their eyes made about Nami's silent sacrifice of the people in the village. They were all grateful and no longer hated her. They gathered together and decided to fight the bastard along to death. Nami stopped the villagers because if they were hit by the mermaids, they would immediately attack. Immediately, while the Vice Admiral was looking for Luffy, he received report from the people about the Along pirates, so he summoned the mouse to question him, so he used the excuse of pushing the boat, saying that he was still in controlled all the fishmen. However, a group of violent Straw Hat pirates that had just appeared burned and looted the property of the Kobe villagers working nearby and immediately refuted the mouse because he knew clearly what kind of person Luffy was. At this time, the demon fired smoke bullets, officially declaring war on a Long Luff pirate crew, leading 500 brothers and going in to question the evil bastard. Seeing that, his subordinates immediately carried cold goods and rushed to attack. Zoro and Sanji immediately used both swords to beat them until Luffy and Nami ran to the map room to find a Long Lover, a lucky shop that sold leaves, and hit a guy with a super hard body on the head and he was injured. They ran and ran, wanting to drop their pants very quickly. The two of them reached a long room. Nami had taken the map of the ocean route but couldn't see where the sawtooth-nosed bastard was. Right at this moment, he appeared with a chopping knife, a super giant rock, a long tin, pointed a knife at Luffy's head. Do you know who your father is? As a result, he beat you and scratched you, including your tools to make a living. I know my father, but I can't accept your father. Saying that, Luffy asked Nami to leave so he could make this bastard dry and eat the sharks. On the other side, Usopp was trembling and hiding behind a tree to avoid the water bullets from the enemy while at Sanji Park. He kept getting kicked and broken. Zoro mermaids cooked it into delicious fresh fish pebbles. Seeing the two handsome guy were so hot, Dewey was in the bag and wanted to join in the fun. Seeing that this guy had a crush on Along, Sanji let him go. Who would have thought that after getting his body, he would turn tail and run away? Usopp escaped from the enemy hail of bullets and came out to solicit a solo bet. He saw the opponent drink alcohol to increase his power. Usopp immediately saw him drink alcohol to increase his power. He immediately took the opportunity to shoot explosive bullets, turning him into a burnt dried fish dish. While Luffy and Along were still enthusiastically exchanging tricks, he threw his thunder fist and his whole body flew away, but he didn't expect the bastard. He can grow mountains' teeth as if nothing had happened. Along continued to crow early, saying that Luffy was an idiot for thinking he could defeat him and that Nami would have to be a slave for the rest of her life to the mermaid gang to draw maps. Hearing this, the rubber-braided young man suddenly had an idea and did not attack Along anymore, but instead attacked the house pillar to destroy this place. Knowing Luffy's intention, his face immediately turned place and rushed to stop him, but the straw hat was too much, so dangerously fast that he couldn't catch up with the two handsome men outside and had to fight another quite strong mermaid, Miss Zombie. He rushed into the water to increase his speed and then rushed up to attack Sanji Zoro, holding a sword to relive the siege, for his friend who was also punched away. Kozobi showed off his mermaid karate skills and said that this was the strongest martial art in the solar system. After hearing this, Sanji immediately became angry and took off his leather jacket and showed him what black leg kicks are like. How about you kick him until he blew in the face and then strike to finish Miss Ruby with a long quack attack. At this time, Usopp and Nami also come back to reunite with the two of them. Oh my friend, I also want to hug a little. Seeing the tower is shaking, they were very worried about Luffy inside the tower. After destroying all the pillars, Luffy immediately attacked Lin Gun and punched Along away. He was angry because his entire career was ruined, so he rushed forward to dry his blood with a straw hat. Who would have thought that he would kick a concrete bag down from the top floor to the ground so quickly that Along was engulfed by the tower and Luffy quickly escaped in time. In the end, he also helped Nami take revenge. After successfully defeating Along, the village held a celebration party to thank Luffy and his group, but before they could eat any meat, Grandpa led 500 brothers to surround this place to meet his ill-managed nephew, continued to advise Luffy to quit being a pirate and received the same answer. Then let me give him a speaking lesson and then take off his jacket and punch Luffy, flying 10 meters away. When he saw that his nephew was still able to stand up, he immediately ran away, appeared to help Luffy fly further, refusing to accept defeat. Luffy used his hand as force to attack his grandfather. As a result, he filled his mouth with onions and grabbed his nephew's neck to continue the family line, saying that sooner or later he would become a pirate. Luffy also went to the altar to eat a green banana and said he would never lose his color until he found One Piece. Hearing that, he remembered Roger and let Luffy down. He ordered the navy to change direction. Catching gang along the mouse saw that immediately. When asked why they didn't capture the Straw Hats, Nami fainted on a branch of a kumquat branch and turned around to tell Luffy that he had grown up, so I wouldn't stop him from choosing the path he chose. Like the next time we meet again, be sure to buy a few boxes. The next morning, Nami sat in front of her mother's grave and said goodbye to her sister, Kobe. Before leaving, gave a wanted poster to show Luffy that he was wanted. Luffy was immediately happy, he was very happy, afterwards. He showed off his achievement to his comrades. At the same time, in the Windmill Village, the tavern owner was also very happy that Luffy had his fate in the lake. The clown was furious when the guy Rubber Brain is more famous than I saw, so Evita immediately promised to help him defeat Luffy somewhere. At High Trin, Mihon came to find the Red Gang and gave the wanted notice to Green. Seeing that his nephew had now grown full fur, he immediately burst into laughter on the ship going merry. At which time the 4 boys gave the gang 2 cartons of milk, a surprise gift, which were 3 tangerine trees from Cocoa Village to put in K-Hong forever next to Nami and the female super thief as well. Responding to everyone's wishes with a straw hat flag that she designed herself, they promised to make their dreams come true while Dan Father, Smoker, was looking at Luffy What poster, and use a Shurgon to burn it down. This is the end of part 1 of the One Piece movie. Hello and see you again everyone.